Heading to Vancouver and looking for some great nightlife? The Moose Vancouver is the place to be. Catch a game on one of the big screens or just come rock out to your favorite 80s and 90s hair bands. Great food starting at $6.95. The Moose Vancouver is open until 2 a.m. nightly. It's easy to find near the corner of Nelson and Granville. The Moose Vancouver is the official rocking bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Find your escape where time has no limits. It's about living today and cherishing the heritage of yesterday. A spirit of adventure for what is new, with the nostalgia of the past. Your timepiece is a reflection of who you are. Life surrounded by beauty from the world around us to the soul within. EscapeWatches.com. There is no time like the present to enjoy your escape. Use promo code SMF2017 for your 20% discount today.
Coming September 28th to the 30th, it's our first annual Caribou Paracon, put on by Spaced Out Radio and the Canadian Society of Questers. 3 days of paranormal, supernatural, and spiritual knowledge in the beautiful 108 Mile Ranch, British Columbia. Tickets are $150 Canadian for the event, being held at the Spruce Hills Resort and Spa. Come watch our featured speaker, Grant Cameron, along with Lorian Fenton, David Weatherly, Ross Allison, and more. The Caribou Paracon, celebrating everything paranormal.
Are you tired of being blocked, shadow banned, or placed in jail for simply posting your thoughts on social media? Social Media Freedom can take care of that for you. Social Media Freedom is the newest and one of the best free new apps that allows you the freedom to post what you want, when you want. It takes seconds to download from your app store. Come join the tribe at Social Media Freedom. It's time to set yourself free.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now.
Hello
the
there.
Paranormal Radio
Hello.
app, free
That was
in
really
Google
weird.
Play and the iOS App Store.
Yeah, I'm almost wondering what's
We're
going on with
bringing
that?
scientific
But yeah, the
thought
phone
to
just
the
died out
paranormal.
or the
Hi there,
computer just
this
died
is
out of
Spaced Out
nowhere,
Radio
but I got it
scientist
rebooted
Chris
and
Cogswell.
going.
Join me,
So we're
Chris
just gonna
Zuger,
go
and
into
Dave
hour
Scott, the
3,
second Wednesday of every month, where we break
wanting
down
to
the
do
who from the
astrology,
woo when
correct?
it comes to everything paranormal. We'll investigate and try to bring sensible answers to those straight and sometimes outlandish questions people have. Hey, not everything is an answer, but we'll do our best. Listen in to Reality Paranormal, only on Spaced Out Radio.
You know, if we can do that too, or
visit purpleplates.com today. For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers.
Break number 2
Inspired
because
by
that's
the great
about where we
genius
were
Nikola Tesla,
with all
the
that.
harmony, healing,
So we're on
and
break number
energetic
2. We got
effects of
3
the
minutes
plates have
and
proven over and
50
over to be beneficial
seconds.
and often miraculous to
And then
thousands
maybe
of
I could
customers.
talk a little bit
Check their
about
site for
astrology
daily
at the
specials
beginning
and
if you
choose
don't have
from
a
their
caller
many
as well.
energy products.
Okay,
You
that
won't be
sounds good.
sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com.
When it comes to the news, we look for the stories that the mainstream won't cover. Welcome to Spaced Out Radio's The Encounter. This is News Director Everett Thiemer. The Encounter is about the weird and strange stories that occur daily, and we scour the world looking to bring them to you. You can hear me with Dave Scott every Monday through Friday in our Encounter news segment. Read us online at spacedoutradio.com or check us out and give our Facebook page a like at SOR The Encounter. So come give The Encounter a read.
Are you an experiencer? Have you had run-ins with strange creatures you can't explain? ETs, Dogman, Bigfoot, werewolves? They're enough to scare the daylights out of anyone. Hi there, I'm Butch Witkowski from your 4-Cop. And on the last Monday of every month, you can listen to me and the host, Dave Scott, talk about the weird and the strange being reported on Spaced Out Radio. I'm going to bring my investigations and sources, you bring your experiences, and we'll figure out the rest together. Strange Days on Spaced Out Radio. Come tune us in at spacedoutradio.com.
You hear footsteps in the empty room above you. Don't be afraid of the things that go bump in the night. Reach for Spirit Storybox, the iPhone app the Huffington Post UK called the only ghost hunting app you will ever need. Spirit Storybox. The spirits are telling their stories. Are you listening?
Are you interested in advertising on Spaced Out Radio? Head to our website, at spacedoutradio.com and click on our advertising tab. There, you will find an assortment of ways you can get your product out there with us, from radio commercials to banners and social media. Have a product you like our hosts to endorse? We can do that too. Visit spacedoutradio.com for more details.
Looking for nighttime adventure? Old school radio that delves into everything out of the norm? Then check us out at Spaced Out Radio. This is Dave Scott. Every Monday through Friday, starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern, we're going to take you on a wild ride ranging from conspiracies to true crime and every ghost, alien, and Sasquatch story in between. We're always live and we're always interactive with you. So join us at spacedoutradio.com, where together we own the night.
Find yourself constantly looking up in the sky, looking for answers? Have you had extraterrestrial contact? Are you an abductee? Looking for answers to your experiences? Hi there, I'm R. Keith Andrews, Spaced Out Radio's resident ET expert. Join me live the first Friday of every month, where I take questions from the Spaced Out Radio chat room and help you understand those from the far-off world. It's 2 hours of knowledge every experiencer should listen to. Hope to see you there.
Tonight's show and topic of discussion do not necessarily reflect the opinion of Spaced Out Radio, SOR Media, or its hosts. Listener discretion is advised. It's hour number 3 of Spaced Out Sunday with host Tessa Nicole Thomas. Follow Tessa on Twitter at TessaTNT. Our website is spacedoutradio.com. Now back to the Rocky Mountains. Here's Tessa.
Hey guys, so sorry about that. I don't know what happened. The computer just went blink and it was gone. And there was not any indication that that was going to happen. But we are back with Cynthia Rose, and she's doing readings tonight, and she's also doing astrology. So if you guys want to call in and get your astrological reading or a reading in general, give us a call at 970-335-9596. Welcome back, Cynthia. I am so sorry about that.
I'm here. These things happen.
Yeah.
Glad we got it figured out.
Yeah, I'm almost wondering, because we did do the world's largest ghost hunt last night, I'm like, did I bring home an attachment? Like, I left the coal there. I didn't bring anything home that I shouldn't have. Did I bring home an attachment that is causing chaos on my electronics? But yeah, I'm so glad we're back, and I'm so grateful to have you on, and I'm so sorry that that happened. And we actually have a call coming in. I know you were going to go over astrology with us really quick, but right now we have a caller from area code 780. Who are we talking to?
Craig from Canada.
Hey Craig, how's it going?
Oh, not too bad. Just offloading some NGLs. Exciting stuff.
Yeah. Did you have a question?
No question in particular. I don't know if you want to give me just like a general reading or maybe an astrological reading.
Hi, Craig. Where in Canada are you calling from? Are you back
Alberta.
east,
right now I'm in Fort Saskatchewan.
Okay. All right. So, colder area.
Yeah, I think it's like -2 right now. That was 1.
Yeah, I'm a West Coast girl. That's too cold for me. So.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
do you know your... Warm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do you know your birth date and time?
I do not know the time, but September 17th, 1983.
And whereabouts?
Kitchener, Waterloo.
See, that's where I was going to guess there was a connection for you. Okay. Okay, Kitchener, Waterloo? They're not two different cities?
I think they're one.
They are? Okay, all right.
It was Kitchener, Waterloo.
Okay, just got to get this going. So, Craig, you said?
Yes.
Okay, I just got to enter this in here. So, Canada. Okay. You're a Knuckle. Okay. That's what I call us, Knuckles. Okay.
Canuckian.
A Canuckian. Oh, I like that even better, a Canuckian. Okay.
Very nice.
Yeah. But you're not a Canucks fan, I bet.
No, I was a Leafs fan, but now I'm just not even a hockey fan anymore.
Yeah.
Hard to cheer for the Leafs.
Okay, so I've got Kitchener. The Waterloo. It doesn't like that. Is there what's the main city between Kitchener and Waterloo? Why is it not showing up for me? Let's see.
You could do Waterloo then. Cambridge.
I'll try Waterloo and see what I get. Waterloo, it likes that. Okay. Waterloo, Ontario. Okay. And September. I'm so glad I don't have to do all the math to do this, that you can actually plug it in a computer now. Okay. So we'll just do what we call a sunrise chart, which doesn't necessarily show September 17th, 83. So some things may not be as accurate because of, I don't know your actual time. So let's see here. Okay. So I'm looking here. Okay. You must be good with details. Okay, let's see here. Aha, da-da-da. Okay. Now I've got a display. Let's see, that's what I want. Okay, let me just talk about your natal chart first of all, since we don't exactly know the time and everything. So who you are is a Virgo sun sign, but your sun sign is actually, because I'm doing the sunrise time, it puts your sun in the first house, and that may or may not be the case. So I have a question to ask you. Are you pretty much who you are is who you get? Do you get misunderstood for who you are? Do people sort of not see you? Yes or no?
It depends. Probably no. Or probably yes.
No,
they don't understand it. Yeah.
Okay. And how are you with getting angry?
I used to be terrible. Now I'm good to go.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm just checking out a few things. So from where it sits now, the moon sits in your 5th house, which means you would emotionally, you'd be more like an Aquarian. That would mean you'd probably have a great love for the world and caring about the world in general, not the daily drama of people. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and also, with your moon there, it'd be an emotional need for you to have fun and be creative. Being creative would be a need for you. True or not?
I would say not so much.
Not so much. Okay. So I'm just trying to look and see if I switch where this would be. I'm not going to worry so much about that, because we could spend all our time just trying to figure that out. But I would say that I know that as I look at this, some of your path here is to get very focused for your, you may not like me saying this, but to get focused on your path. If we were to look at a past life and we were to say, and this is how I'm checking another thing about the chart, if I say something about a past life and the person usually says, oh, that's kind of happened in this life. So in terms of things being difficult for you, or if you have challenging situations, are you one to say, let me go traveling as a way of dealing with it? Yes or no?
That's a tough question.
Do you love
sort
traveling?
of dealing with my life? Yeah, I love to travel. Yeah.
Do you feel like you get insights into your life through travel?
Yeah, well, I gain perspective, for sure.
In perspective, okay. Just trying to sort of get a little guide here for what's going on. So right now, the focus in your life that would be going on, let me see where this is. Very challenging to do this on the air here really quickly. But I will tell you that the focus that's going on in your life now is either you would be thinking about making a move, or you'd be going through a whole internal shift and change. And that would be either you actually physically move, or you're actually, so if you haven't already moved, you might move in the next year, or if you don't physically move, your whole insides go through a whole shift, as like you're in a new place. Is there a thought of moving for you, yes or no?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Both.
And so both of them, yeah. Yeah, because you've also got a couple of strong Saturnian planets. So to me, I look at this and I say this is sort of somebody redoing their inner self, and actually how you present yourself to the world will be affected in some way because it's such a big internal shift. And there is something important about you working with groups of people as opposed to a one-on-one thing. It's something important for you to do is to work in groups. Is that something you consider doing or do?
It's not something I do now, but it is something I am considering doing, for sure,
yeah, and
because of that internal work.
Okay. That makes sense because with the Virgo rise, we're very good at having attention to detail. And you also would have a good appreciation. Right now, the highlight that's going on there is like bringing in appreciation of beauty or anything to do with the arts would be focused. Also, in terms of relationships, or relating, or a partner, or anything like that, there'd also be kind of a rebirth in that area coming for you. And perhaps, are you with someone now? Is that a no?
Not really. I have a date on Wednesday, but I have dates all the time. So.
Yeah, well, there's something changing about that for you. Maybe you're figuring out now more of what you want, or you kind of help to refine what it is that you want. That's going to change for you. And that's, I would say, for the next month or so, to really think about who you spend your time with and what matters to you, because it's going to affect your energy. You've got a Saturn in Scorpio, is that right? Let me look at this. See. Okay. Yeah, Saturn's in Scorpio. So, one of the things that you're here to learn to do is to be able to, learn about things such as Scorpio rules things like the paranormal and life and death and transformation. There is something about that will always follow you in this life about, how do I say this? You could be a loner or you could be with someone. It could go either way for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm good either way, really.
You're good.
I'm good where I am
exactly.
and who I am.
Exactly. But right now, the focus of where you are is about, the moon sitting up at the top of your chart. There's like a need to be seen and share more emotionally. And I'm not sure how you do that, but I see that Gemini sits at the top of your chart as we create this. And so I'm trying to go intuitively since I don't know the time. And with that there, you would be drawn to a career that would have to do with communications, but I want to put a creative bend on it. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah.
And I know you called and you said, could I just have a general reading? Do you have a question? Because, I could just go on and this show would be over. So
No, not really. I guess maybe. Okay, yeah, sure. What do you got for Wednesday with little Missy meeting?
Oh, what kind of day is Wednesday? Okay, well, I don't know her birth date, so it's kind of hard to comment on that. But in terms of the kinds of people you meet right now, you could meet somebody where you feel kind of a soul-to-soul connection with them, or feeling like you've known them before. Also, that there is a sensitivity. Like, we want to make sure that who we're relating to, that there's no wounding on either end.
Yeah, I'm very careful for that.
Yeah, either end. So, I mean, for you or for her. But you could feel like the next few weeks could be you feeling like you've met someone where you've known them before and feel a very strong connection. The Scorpio there is like it can be very strong. It's sort of hot and cold. Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah, and just remember when you have like a moon in Aquarius, you're a different bird. When we have Aquarius in our chart, people don't always understand moon in Aquarius emotionally. So you kind of have to speak it out. And you got that Virgo rise, so you could communicate a little bit more and be a little bit clear. So don't hold back, because it'll be more fun in relationships if you're clear. I think you probably...
Oh, I don't. I'm wide open.
Yeah, I was going to say, on an intuitive level, I think you do. Exactly. There is a slight...
Take it or leave it.
It's a slight time of sensitivity, though, right now. So be extra sensitive about things.
Okay. I can try.
Okay. All right. Good to talk to you.
Thank you very much. Much respect. Love you guys.
Welcome.
Thanks, Craig. Have a good night. Okay, so before we got that call from Craig, you were saying that you were going to tell us a little bit how astrology works.
Yeah, so astrology, the way I look at this is that when you're born, they have a straw picture of you. And that's the way all the planets are aligning. And there are different kinds of astrology, and for some reason, both systems work. There's Vedic astrology, and there's Western astrology. And there's actually many kinds of astrology, and they all seem to work. But the way I look at this, everything is energy. And so you're born with certain energetic patterns or imprints, and those energies are strengthened or weakened by how we use them. So, for instance, you might have somebody who, you look at them as a little kid and they're very determined. You would see that in their chart. They have a strong determination. But maybe they have a desire to have a creative outlet, but it's not natural. But that will be in the chart. And then planets come along and interact. Like an energy of a planet is, to me, I think of it like it amplifies like a sound wave, and so there's more energy in certain areas of our chart that allows for things to manifest in a greater detail. And a lot of people know like their sun sign. And so the sun sign can be like, that's just your energy field, but then your moon sign is like your emotional self. And so somebody might say, well, I'm a Virgo, but I don't feel like one, because, excuse me, their moon is in Pisces, and so they feel very different than that. And then everybody has 12 houses in a chart. It's like a big pie with 12 pieces. And each of those parts of the house represent something in our life. And so think of it like 12 rooms in a house, and that first house is the front door. Well, the planets would rent rooms in the rent rooms in that house. They all go in and out through the front door. So our rising sign or our ascendant is just as important as our sun sign and our moon sign. And I could go on, but astrology is very vast and very deep, and it is another lifetime study, and there is so much to learn with it. But you don't have to believe in it because it just is. So when I was growing up, I would, call my mentor, and I sometimes didn't talk to him for a while. It was sort of like I'd see a lot of them and then not. And I could literally call him and he could say, this must be going on in your life because of this planetary movement, which kind of freaks me out, because I would think, how is that possible? And so when I was younger, I went through wondering if life was fated, because I would think, I already felt very guided by the spirit world, and I already knew what it was that I had to follow. I'd follow this or follow that. So I began to wonder, is there fate? Well, I think of it now. I don't think of it that way now, but I think that there are certain things that we come to do. I think some of us come with maybe a more open slate. Like, I'm going to come here, I'm going to learn to love myself, and I want to have no attachment to anything. I just want to figure it out when I get here what I want to do. Mm-hmm. And somebody else might come and say, I really want to follow a technical path, and I really want to use my mental left side of my brain, and I really want to explore what's that like to have a life. I think we come with certain desires, and I think we forget when we get here, and then things get set up. So in a chart, you would see, in a past life, you would have had this, and this life, you're trying to overcome this, and somebody would say, that's already happened in this life. And so, you could again have the chicken-egg argument, is there a past life or not? Many of us do believe in past lives. Mm-hmm. But it's almost like it gets set up again in this life for us to learn to deal with it. And this is where I now think that it's kind of hard to, if you look at a situation in a life, in a piece of a life, it's kind of looking like a corner of the horizon and not seeing all the stars. We don't really see it clearly. And astrology gives us the big picture.
And is it true that astrology has recently changed? Like, I heard that our signs have changed, and then I looked at my new sign, and I was like, that totally does not even make sense. Did they really change that, or is that another spoof that's on the internet?
I haven't heard anything about our signs changing, and I was at an international meeting of astrologers from all over the world, so I haven't heard anything like that. That's good, because I read it and then I was like, I'm just going to ignore this because it doesn't even make sense, and why after all these years are they all of a sudden going to change it? Like, it doesn't even make sense. So I just went back to what the original one was, and I was just like, forget about that. But that might be, Tess, that might be somebody trying to merge, like in Vedic astrology, you're usually the sign before your sign. Often people are one sign behind. Mm-hmm. So Virgo is going to be a Leo, and a Capricorn is going to be a Sagittarius. So they go one sign behind. And Vedic astrology works that way. And if you look up in the heavens, what we see in the stars and the constellations actually fits with Vedic astrology. I don't do Vedic astrology, I do Western astrology. They just both work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, we have a caller from area code, I believe it is 330. Who are we talking to?
Good evening, Tessa. This is Kevin, Moonlight.
Hey, Kevin. How's it going?
Oh, it's going pretty good tonight. Great show so far, Cynthia. And Tessa, enjoyed it.
Thank you.
I'm sorry to interrupt there.
No worries.
I think the whole reason why they were talking about the signs changing, I believe it is because of the rotation. I mean, the tilt of the Earth has changed a little bit more than they thought. I think that was the reason why they were trying to say that signs changed, but I don't know. It gets into something else. But on that note, I was hoping to get an astrological reading if I could and get an outlook for me for the end of the year.
What's your birth date, Kevin?
February 13th, 1963.
19 what?
63.
3. And whereabouts?
Warren, Ohio.
Sorry, dear. Where is it in Ohio?
Warren, W-A-R-R-E-N. W-A-R-R-E-N.
Oh, Warren. Okay.
Yeah, Warren.
Okay. There it is. Okay. Do you know your time of birth?
I believe it was around 8:30 a.m.
Okay. 8:30 a.m. Okay, February 13, 63, 8:30 a.m. from Warren, Ohio. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so you are an Aquarius. I was just talking about Aquarius. So you're an Aquarius with the sun in the 12th house. Gives a little bit of a watery flavor to it. That, and also it's got Chiron on Pisces in the 12th house. Just looking what I see here. You got a moon in the 8th house. No wonder you're calling on this show. So you're a moon in Libra in the 8th house, which is ruled by Scorpio. So, you must be a little bit of a romantic at heart. Is that true?
I didn't understand exactly what you said there.
You're a little bit of a romantic at heart, I have to say.
Yeah, that's true.
You try to hide it, but I've called you out now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm kind of playful, but I'm really sweetheart.
Yeah, I can see that. Also, I want to say you probably have a fair amount of intuition yourself. Do you trust it?
Yes, I'm very intuitive.
Yes, I can see that. The thing that sometimes might pull you in sometimes is that you're thinking, do you ever get stuck on things like ethics or right or wrong, or things get you riled up?
Oh yeah, I'm a very ethical person, and something like our current situation right now in the government right now is extremely irritating to me.
Yeah, I can see that, and it actually could rob you of your peace of mind. And it is one of the things that, when I talk about amplification for you, is to be able to learn to find peace within the storm. I can see that about your life, is that it's something that you may have had a life before when you were out in the public eye or working with groups of people, and how can, you may have lost part of yourself. So how can you keep that sweet part of yourself and not lose it, and lose your peace of mind and lose what's meaningful to you? I can see that. I'm just going to look at what you've got coming up for transit. Okay. Okay, so we've got Chiron in the first house just at the end. It's coming to the end. It was in Aries and it's come back in. And so have we had a difficult time, anything with health or our self-image, or anything that we've worked, it kind of feels like old stuff you're dealing with right now?
Yeah, I have some health issues I'm dealing with right now, pain and stuff.
Yes. And so it's at 29, so I want to say it's really important to take care of your health right now, and you might have had that going on for it might have been going on for a number of years or not.
Yeah, this is an ongoing situation.
An ongoing situation. So it might actually be better for you as the months go on. It would be improving. But you got to take care right now. But also highlighted for you right now, it's funny, we've had a bit of a theme tonight. There's something about relationships that are important to you right now at this time. Does that make sense?
Well, I'm right now trying to go ahead and start dating, and I keep pushing them off. And unlike Craig, I'm not a slut, and so I have been pushing off the dating thing, trying to find somebody more serious instead of one night stands, and so.
Sure, of course, because you're a romantic. I can see that. But right now, think of this time as kind of figuring out who you are in relationship as well, in everything. Like, you can do that in your daily life. Because I feel like there's some clarity that is kind of needing to come in for you about what you want. So you could just be interacting with people and sort of listening to, I would like that, or that doesn't work for me, and you've got some things to be clarified. Also, this is a time, I would say, since like last May or so, this is a time when you're going to find yourself over the next few years going to be looking at your personal resources, your self-value, your self-worth, your possessions, what you have, what matters to you. And you may have a shift in the way you think about this. So I don't know where you sit on the materialism thing, but your self-worth and your materialism are kind of tied together here. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's like it's really, you're being invited right now to find a new definition for your self-worth. Because I can see that we all have the potential to be great people or not great people. We can look at things, it's what we do with it. But I can see that you do care about the world, and you do care about being an ethical person, and you would like to have a life mate. And I see that you do have the potential for that coming. I think you got to clarify some things. Can I invite you to sort of write down what it is that you want? And just have a list and sort of get some things sorted out. Because I think there's a little bit of a fog about this. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And that's one of the biggest things I've been confused about. And that's one of the reasons why I called. I'm trying to find focus in my life. And that's one of the reasons, that is really one of the reasons why I called. And that's why I've been calling in on the shows on pretty much every week right now. Is to get help with that.
Yeah, I think you need to feel like you're making a difference and doing something. You're meant to do something where you feel like you're in service to others. You won't be happy if you're not doing something like that. And any idea of anything materialistic for you is just a distraction. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I'm going through right now getting rid of material items in my life again. I've done it before, and I'm doing it again. And I'm trying to find something that'll to make a contribution in my life, and besides just helping the people in my immediate community, I'm trying to do something on a larger scale. And I'm not being able to find a focus on that.
Sorry, you can't find a focus on what?
I'm trying to find something that I can do on a larger scale to keep me occupied and to help other people on a larger scale than just on a neighborhood or immediate community, like I'm doing now. And that's what I'm trying to find a focus on. And I'm just not being able to hone in on anything right now. So,
I think you need to maybe also, realize that what you're doing really does matter, and that maybe from doing that you will find more of your focus naturally. You've got to kind of trust it and say, I'm serving here, I'm doing this, because I do see Saturn sitting in your 10th house, and I do see that it's moved from, it's sort of moving towards that 11th house. I think maybe it's going to take a little bit more time to figure it out, but, you know, there's two strong planets in your house of career, public eye, and it is kind of, it's with what's going on in your chart, it's like you've got to, it's going to be work. It's Capricorn. It doesn't just pop in and say, I got it. It's like left foot, right foot. I'm going to do this. That leads to this. I'm going to do that. It leads to this. So, you know, it's like somebody that is, you know, going and handing out flyers. Next thing you know, they're doing something in an office. The next thing you know, they're speaking to people. The next thing but you see what I see? It goes from one to the other. So I'm really going to encourage you to think about what is, kind of follow your heart with that and realize that you're making a difference, because I think there's a tendency to be a little bit judgmental or cold about, like, well, that's meaningful and that's not, and that's meaningful. So you've got to sort of broaden your perspective a little bit with that. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I hope that's helpful. You're really being pulled into a time where you have to, I would say meditation is important for you, and you may be feeling a little bit like, what is this world all about? Where do I fit in? And that's just a call to be able to serve on a higher level and make sure you have quiet time for yourself every day.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you, Cynthia, very much.
You're very welcome. Good to talk to you.
Good talk to you. And good night, Tessa. Thank you so much.
Good night, Kevin. It was so great to hear from you. I'm so glad you called in.
Thank you.
Have a good night. I think we're alone now. I'm just kidding. So we're just waiting for more callers to call in. Is there anything that anything else that you wanted to share about astrology or how you do your readings?
Yeah, so doing astrology reading, I call what I do intuitive astrology, because I look at the chart and there's certain things that pop for me about what's going on. Also, astrology can help to look at some of the things that maybe we know about ourselves that conflict. So, for example, to use myself as an example, I had my chart done before I was 15, I think. I can't remember if I was 14 or 15 now, but I sat at the end of the couch while this stranger told me all about the insides of myself, the secrets nobody knew. And it was really scary. But one of the things he said to me is that you've got conflicting energies about me, what I want in life, and I need to serve the world. I want to be there for the world. And you've got to make peace with these so that you can make a difference. And you're going to have to learn to explain this for yourself, or no one else will understand you. and it was good advice. And there's no bad chart, but I had something in my chart that meant I was going to have to learn a lot about relationships. And so he had sort of explained to me that there were things that I could do to make that easier for myself. And it just really, when one looks at it, it just says that the people in my life, there's a lot of soul connections for me, and a very strong, someone might call it karmic. That word's such a hot word, I don't like to use it anymore. But so the natal chart sort of points out, here's a potential to be, like, I'm a Scorpio. Scorpios, they can be jealous, they can be secretive, all that stuff. And he said, you can be that, or you can be more evolved, and taught me, like, this is a better way to use that energy. And which I was completely drawn to, because my mom came home when I was about 12, and I was just in tears. And she said, why are you crying? And I said, I'm the Scorpion, and I want to be the Dove or the Phoenix. And she was like, you're not supposed to read my astrology books, because, she'd keep them hidden away. But it's like I started to work on this path, so it was presented to me that we have what we might consider the positive and the negative, the yin and the yang, all these different parts of ourselves. And when they're all in alignment, then they work together. And that's kind of like the bigger picture. And astrology is based on the fact that we're all one. And so there's all these moving parts. And so in a way, it's a microcosm of how we interact with our world. And we all have stuff to work on. And again, I like to say, although I use the word lessons, I like to clarify that lessons don't mean pass and fail, and they don't mean you did this good, and that could have been better. They're experiences. So when I say lessons, I say experience. They really mean experiences for me. And so we have certain experiences.
Yeah.
You wanted to say something?
Yeah. Well, Joe Monk in the chat room was asking, what the hell is a double Leo?
What is a double Leo? So a lot of times that means somebody who has a sun in the first house. Usually it means that their sun is Leo and their rising is Leo. But I can't tell you how many people tell me that they're double this or double that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's as common as people think, but you can easily find out what you are. But if you're a double, that means the sun's in the first house. That would mean somebody who embodies Leo, and they have a bit of an Aryan influence, so they would be quite assertive, full of energy. In fact, somebody like that, I don't know the rest of the chart, but they might have to learn to pace their energy, because they could just be, or maybe the other elements in their chart might mean that they do have that stamina. Leos love to make the world a better place by being happier people, and Leo can be the actor, so actors can make our world better, right? Actors give us entertainment. They help us to feel. A lot of times Leos are very much, they find themselves through extroversion. That being said, you could have a Leo that is an introvert because of the other things in their chart. So I don't want to lead the listeners astray on that. Mm-hmm. But usually when someone is a double something, it means their sun sign and their rising sign is the same.
So through the years looking at my astrology, and I must admit I haven't really dug deep into it, but I have read a few things. And being born November 26th, 1978 at way too early in the morning. I believe it was 6:30 in the morning. Just looking at the astrology and looking at Sagittarius and Capricorn, am I on the cusp of those two, or am I just Sagittarius?
So I didn't hear what you said your birth date was.
November 26th, 1978.
1978. Do you know the time?
6:30. Way too early in the morning.
Okay. And where are you born, Tess?
Huntsville, Arkansas.
Okay. I will tell you in just a second.
Very nice.
There you go. Huntsville, Arkansas, 11/26/78 at 6:30 a.m. Let's see. Okay, so you're a Scorpio rise. Okay, so let's see here. So you actually, this is the interesting thing, is that you're 26 degrees. If your birth time's correct, this is where it matters. you're 26 degrees and 21 minutes out of a Scorpio rise, but your sun is in the first house in Sagittarius. So you kind of be both, but you do have 4 planets in the first house in Sagittarius. So, you know, your the way you think is probably more like a Sagittarius, but remember that front door of the house is Scorpio. So you'd be kind of a blend of both of those. And your moon is, let me see here. Moon is in Libra. Okay. You got a bunch of stuff in the 11th house. So emotionally, that's why you're speaking to this group. The Scorpio rise is the paranormal, and the moon in Libra is... also, has there ever been a love of singing for you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because, Libra has an appreciation for the arts if you're a moon in Libra. And then I think we had another caller that was a moon in Libra. It tends to be a bit romantic.
Okay.
Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah, and as a child, I was actually... I was an artist for as long as I can remember, and I actually had things put into art museums and like Fayetteville, Arkansas and such that I had done in elementary school. And, I was in an abusive relationship, and that's actually why I went into the military. You never say never, but there's a reason I went, because he took me away from my friends and my family. But, going through that, I lost that love for writing poetry, that love for doing art, that love for doing, certain things like that. But I do love going out and doing karaoke. Like, that's one thing that I really still enjoy doing, and I'm hoping to pick up again on the art. It's just kind of hard having a 3-year-old in the house and kind of having that lack of inspiration. Like, I'm still working on that, and there's so many things that I feel like are still kind of dredging me down. But it is something that I really, really love.
Yeah, I can see that. Also, right now, with everything that's going on, it is kind of a focused time right now. It's a great time to just give yourself a little bit of that if you can, because you might find a little bit of inspiration building for later. And, with the Scorpio rise, you're kind of all in, or I don't want to do this for 15, 20 minutes. You can be kind of focused. I want to be in something for a fair amount of time, because Scorpio goes all the way down to the bottom and back up again and figure it all out. I want to see the depths of everything. So there's an intensity about it. So you've got to learn how to be able to just have 20 minutes sometimes and make that enough and look after yourself that way for your emotional self. So it's interesting. You get
totally
that?
Agree. Yeah. Give me some time. I need some time.
Exactly. Let me just see here, and this is really a strong time for you right now. Do you have a partner?
Yes. We're actually going through a difficult situation at the moment.
Yeah, I can see that, and this is really, it could be a difficult time with your partner, but this is really about learning about also your values and what matters to you in partnership.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite strong, and that'll be going on for, it could be going on for a couple of years, trying to figure all that out and see what I want to do here. Is a potential for, either an ending or a rebirthing.
Yeah, I've been going through this same ordeal for 15 years now, and I'm feeling like if it hasn't changed by now, it's not going to. And I don't know. I got to the point where I can't do it anymore, because I took my vows and I take them seriously, but he made certain promises to certain people, and it's like he made this promise to me, but these other promises take precedence over that. And so, I took off my ring and I was like, there you go. I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you. Here, you can marry your brother, wife, or, whoever in your clan that you would rather take care of than me, or have that loyalship or, undying loyalty. And yeah, I just feel like I'm on the outskirts and I don't belong, and I feel like I'm tired of feeling that way. It's been 15 years. If it's not going to change, it's not going to change. But, insurance covers going to counseling, and we get like 4 sessions, and I'm willing to do that. But at this point, I just don't see it changing, because it's just been the same thing this whole time. But I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to be real. And that doesn't mean I don't love him, but I'm just tired. And I want to be happy, and that's all I've ever wanted. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at the point right now.
Yeah, I understand that, and a lot of people are going through that with what's going on right now. And the thing is that we get to the point. A lot of people are having to figure this out. You're going to get to the point where you figure out what your values are, and then nobody else. You may be getting pushed to find a way of how do you be happy in spite of everything. Like, your happiness is your happiness. So, when inspirational speakers like Wayne Dyer say, when he would say things like, your happiness is completely you, has nothing to do with anyone else, I will say that's true. Although, I'm just like the rest of us. If I'm in a situation, it can be work. And it is a time of work, and it got more intensified like last winter before Christmas. It got intensified to say, okay, it's going to get a little harder, so you can get really clear about how to do this. So you either come out the other end saying, this is not what I want, these aren't my values, doesn't fit, or you come out stronger saying, now I'm stronger for this, and I realize it's nothing to do with me. I can't judge anybody's situation. It's tough times right now, and it's being played out in the stage, on the world stage, in an even bigger way, which we won't talk about. And I can see we're already like at 1 o'clock or something, aren't we? Yeah.
Okay, let me see. All right, I found it. Yeah, I was echoing because I accidentally hit the headphones button and I was hearing myself. But yes, we are at the end of our time, and I'm trying to say, well, I got gypped on my 2 hours last night, so if she's up for it, I'm going to keep going. But I'm going to start our closing audio, and now would be the time, Cynthia Rose McCaw, for you to share your website, your Facebook, or whatever else you feel people need to hear to get a hold of you.
Okay, so I'm at cynthiarosemedium.com. You can find me on Facebook at Cynthia Rose Medium. We have a Cynthia Rose Medium group page. I'm also on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. I'm Cynthia Rose Medium on all of those. And I think that probably pretty much says it up. Yeah.
Well, I'm so grateful to have you on, and you did an awesome job, and so far I've seen nothing but good things for people to say. But I'm so grateful that you came on, and like I said before, I've been looking forward to this for months, and I was counting the days to today, and then I was having internet issues, and I'm like, no way is this happening right now. But thank you again, Cynthia, for being on, and I really appreciate you, and I do have to say you are a great talent, and I appreciate your gift.
Thank you so much, Tess. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Cynthia. Have a great night.
Okay, you too. Good night.
Bye-bye. And thank you, to everyone in Spaced Out Radio, Facebook, Spreaker, Twitter, Paranormal Radio. Let me turn this down a little. Facebook, Spreaker, Twitter, Paranormal Radio, TalkStream Live, Deep Talk Radio, and wherever else you may be listening in the universe tonight. I had a wonderful time this evening, and it was my pleasure, not only literally, but figuratively, and I can't wait to do it again next weekend. And don't forget, you can find us on spacedoutradio.com, where you can search the store and find a plethora of new things, and hopefully you'll find that new Allen shirt or that new Allen hat. But until next time, you guys, nighty-night, love and light to all my space cases out there. I really do love and appreciate you guys. Don't forget, we are all in this together. Together, we can make the world a little better. And together, my friends, we own the night. You guys take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Don't work too hard this week. And I can't wait to see you back here this next weekend. Nighty-night, love and light. You guys take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.